Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Be amazed, Ruben Amorim has proven Manchester United critic wrong once and could do so again. Man United drew Ruben Amorim's first game in charge at Ipswich, and the head coach is already being told that his formation isn't going to work in the Premier League. It has taken just 90 minutes for Ruben Amorim's style to be picked apart and rubbished. One unconvincing draw against an Ipswich side that has already taken points off Aston Villa and Tottenham this season is enough evidence to realize he is wasting his time. Amorim set his side up in his preferred 3-4-3 system, just as he had said he would do, and that shape helped to deliver a wonderfully crafted first goal after just 81 seconds. The move went from back to front and involved excellent interchange and individual skill. It was an early example of what the 39-year-old wants to deliver. But there's no doubt his team struggled to get to grips with the system at times. Is that a surprise? Not exactly. The full squad had just 2 training sessions to master not only Amorim's demands but his new system. A couple of weeks ago, Matthijs de Ligt said playing in a back 3 wasn't notably different to a back 4, but it does come with different ideas. Amorim is introducing changes to United's build-up play and how they defend, so it was hardly surprising it didn't flow from the off at Portman Road, especially with the squad still feeling the effects of injury and exhaustion from internationals. When Amorim is finally able to start his strongest team, it will probably include Leny Yoro, Lisandro Martinez, Manuel Ugarte, Kobbie Mainoo, and perhaps Luke Shaw as well. With every passing game, we can expect this team and these players to look more comfortable in the system. Time on the training pitches is limited at this time of year, but those sessions will see gains made, and it will all become more familiar to the players. Amorim has had plenty of success with that system. It has delivered Sporting 2 league titles and left them well placed to win a third. Earlier this month, Amorim's Sporting tore Manchester City apart and beat the Premier League champions 4-1. But after 2 training sessions and 1 game in the Premier League, he has already been told to give it up. "I'd be amazed if they were still playing a 3-4-3 in a year's time," said Danny Murphy on Match of the Day. "This league's very, very different from continental leagues. We've only had Chelsea, in recent years, when playing that system, and let's be honest, they had N'Golo Kante and Nemanja Matic, 2 wonderful defensive midfielders in the middle of the pitch, and Diego Costa up top with an Hazard supporting him and helping him as well. They don't have those players yet, and how do you find them? Costs hundreds of millions to get the best players in the world. I think when you play 3 at the back against the majority of good teams in our league who play 3 high, you end up being a 5, and that's really difficult. If United are going to get much better and competitive, I think that 3-4-3 will evolve into something else. This league didn't look that different from continental leagues when City were unable to cope with Sporting's 3-4-3 system in the Champions League. Leaving 3 up that night didn't help them. On Sunday, United often attacked with 5, with the wing-backs almost forming a line of attackers across the pitch as they tore forward. At times they will inevitably be called into action defensively. But United will have deeper midfielders in the 2 holding roles who can plug any gaps defensively. Amorim's system aims to dominate and ensure that they aren't pinned back and forced to defend in a 5. His biggest issue at Ipswich was that lack of familiarity for the players and their lack of physicality. That problem won't be fixed quickly, but more energy and intensity are required. Deliver that, and there is no doubt a back 3 can thrive in the Premier League. United have problems to solve in the early days of the Amorim era, but the system isn't one at the moment. Give it time. Man United, Liverpool among Premier League sides vying with Celtic for Scottish wonderkid Lennon Miller. Ruben Amorim's first game in charge of Manchester United ended 1-1 against Ipswich Town on Sunday, with quite a few players struggling in the 3-4-3 system. The size of the job at hand just became quite apparent at Portman Road, with Portuguese currently lacking the ideal personnel to play the way he wants. Midfield is a big concern, with Case Moreau and Christian Eriksen struggling to execute the high press while lacking the engine to track back when losing possession. Both have been linked with January exits, but the Red Devils do not have a huge transfer war chest to bring in Amorim's chosen targets in the winter. Midfielders needed. And Ineos have shown they are not afraid of recruiting young stars, keeping the long haul in mind, and as per Football Insider, an 18-year-old Scottish wonderkid is on their radar. Lennon Miller of Motherwell has been setting the Scottish League alight and despite being only 18, has already attracted interest from Scotland's premier duo Celtic and Rangers, as well as a host of English giants. He can play all across the middle of the park and can even do a job out wide. This season, he has started in all but one game, scoring 4 times while registering as many assists. Apart from the Red Devils, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea and Aston Villa have all sent scouts to watch the midfielder in action recently. And while Celtic were in the lead, Liverpool are prepared to outbid them to win the race. Miller's current deal is valid until 2026 and a cut price exit could be on the cards if Motherwell fail to agree a new deal. Liverpool could blow Celtic out of the water in their race to sign Motherwell sensation Lennon Miller, sources have told Football Insider. Miller in demand. Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Aston Villa scouts were all in attendance at the under-21s clash between Scotland and France, with Miller the focus of their attention. Celtic are the current favourites to land a deal for the youngster. However, interest from English clubs is said to have thrown a spanner in the works, with a number of clubs set to enter the race and put pressure on the hoops. The Scotland U21 international's market value stands at €1.6 million as per Transfermarkt, but Motherwell are likely to ask for a lot more given the presence of Premier League sides. Ineos have revealed their preference for British players and Miller's profile makes him an ideal acquisition. United should go all out to outbid fierce rivals Liverpool if they are serious about the Scottish sensation. Man United rival Dortmund for frustrated Chelsea ace who'd be great Ruben Amorim signing. Manchester United are eyeing Chelsea forward Christopher Nkunku as a potential January target, though Borussia Dortmund are also in the frame, Team Talk can reveal. Chelsea have had a great start to life under new manager Enzo Maresca and are well in the Champions League race and looking like one of the most exciting sides in England. They are going to continue to build and get better under the Italian, but some players are not having the best of times. One of those is Nkunku, who has found himself left out of Chelsea's starting lineups in the Premier League and has had to settle for a small amount of minutes off the bench. This has left the Frenchman unhappy and seriously considering his options ahead of the January window. Sources have confirmed to Team Talk that the versatile attacker has interest from many clubs because he is seen as a top player by those within the game. They are just as bemused at the lack of minutes as the former RB Leipzig star. Man United are among Nkunku's potential suitors as they are keeping tabs on his situation. Sources close to the player view a move to United as a potential solution to his issues at Chelsea. Nkunku could be a brilliant signing for new United boss Ruben Amorim, too. The 27-year-old previously operated as one of 2 strikers in a Leipzig side which played 3 at the back, just like Amorim. Nkunku has also played in a false 9/no-10 role and was highly effective for the Bundesliga outfit in that position. These factors make Nkunku a player of interest for United, who are looking to try and bring in some top talent to help Amorim. However, it is important to note United do not have the funds to buy him outright in the winter window, and the only realistic option would be a loan. It is possible that the 14-cap France international will ask Chelsea to allow him to leave on loan in January, but a move to a Premier League rival is considered unlikely at this stage. There is major interest in Nkunku from the German Bundesliga, with Borussia Dortmund among the clubs who are keen on him. A switch to Dortmund is viewed as a realistic option for Nkunku, should he be allowed to leave Chelsea on a temporary basis this winter. A permanent exit from Stamford Bridge is unlikely to happen until the summer of 2025. A host of sides are understood to be holding back their funds ready for a full attack on the summer window. Nkunku a victim of Palmer's success. Nkunku's struggle for game time this season is surprising given the fact he established himself as a key player for Leipzig. He was named as the Bundesliga Player of the Season after registering 20 goals and 15 assists during the 2021-22 campaign. He also shared the Bundesliga's top goalscorer award the following season after netting 16 times in 25 appearances. Nkunku's exploits for Leipzig prompted Chelsea to agree a £52 million deal to sign him in June 2023. However, his debut season at Chelsea was effectively a write-off due to knee and hamstring injuries. Man United now want to sign tough tackling, £24k, P/W star who Amorim loves. Manchester United are already planning ahead for the upcoming transfer window and are now keen to add yet more bite to their side with a move for a tough tackling star. Amorim draws first game at Manchester United. After only an international break to get his side ready, United were held to a 1-1 draw by Premier League newcomers Ipswich Town at Portman Road in Ruben Amorim's first game in charge. The Red Devils got off to a perfect start when Marcus Rashford opened the scoring within 2 minutes, but it was the hosts who were the better outfit from that side, and they deservedly equalized just before halftime via a deflected Omari Hutchinson effort. With neither side able to find a winner in a low-key second half, Amorim was forced to settle for a point to kickstart his Premier League career in charge of the Old Trafford side. I know it is frustrating for the fans, but we are changing so much in this moment with a lot of games, Amorim explained after the match. We are going to suffer for a long period. We will try to win games, but this will take time. We have to risk it a little bit now, and in the next year we will be better otherwise. Next year at the same stage we will be here with the same problems. The Red Devils now face a favorable run of fixtures in which Amorim will be hoping to implement his ideas more effectively, while they will be looking to string together a run of form to propel them up the Premier League table. But signings will also be needed to make Manchester United competitive at the top once more, and they are eyeing up another big signing in the months ahead. Manchester United want to sign tough tackler Amorim loves. That comes as caught offside reports that Ruben Amorim has made some contact with defender Ousmane Diomande as he looks to raid Sporting for some of his former stars. The 20-year-old defender is considered among the brightest young talents in Europe, and it is added that the Portuguese tactician is keen to work with him again at Utd Trafford. He has been dubbed a class act on X by U23 football scout Antonio Mango, who added, aggressive, tough tackling, comfortable with the ball at his feet, progressive in possession. All the hallmarks for a modern-day defender. Leny Yoro missed out on Ipswich Town game because Man United are being extra careful with his reintroduction. Despite a brilliant start, Manchester United were ultimately pegged back and were lucky in the end to escape with a point from Portman Road in Ruben Amorim's first game in charge against Ipswich Town on Sunday. Amad Diallo and Marcus Rashford combined to net the opener within 90 seconds, but the team had Andre Onana to thank for keeping their point intact, as otherwise the hosts could easily have netted 3 goals. The Portuguese made a few interesting selection calls, but on first viewing, it seems like United's squad is not fit to handle Amorim's demands. The midfield and wingback positions need strengthening, while the ex-Sporting Lisbon boss will be praying that he gets his full coterie of defenders fit soon, so as to minimize the load on their number one. Defensive struggles. With Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez still sidelined, Amorim had no choice but to start with Johnny Evans at the back. And while the Northern Irishman tried hard, he struggled to play as the left-sided centre-back, and it was only after Luke Shaw came in that the team looked more composed. Another defender Amorim is keen to utilize is Leny Yoro, the £59 million summer acquisition from Lille, who suffered an unfortunate pre-season injury. In training, Amorim had tried Yoro as the right-sided centre-half, but the Frenchman is just slowly returning to full fitness and hence did not find a place in the matchday squad on Sunday. Yoro return. As revealed by the reliable Academy scoop on X, the Red Devils are being extra careful with 18-year-old and do not want to rush him back in and want to avoid any further complications. Regarding Leny Yoro's absence from yesterday's matchday squad, I'm reliably told no further setbacks have been suffered. Rather, he's simply continuing his planned reintegration following the injury he sustained during pre-season. Yoro was eyeing the Arsenal game on December 4th as the match to make his comeback, and it will be interesting to see when Amorim finally hands him his debut. Mazraoui is far better suited as the wingback, as that will allow Amad Diallo to play further forward, while also providing Yoro the space to play on the right side of the defense.